Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Three Wolf Talk, hosted by your favorite wolf brothers, Silvertooth and Number 7.
Rob, the token innkeeper, thinks we're the same person.
Yeah, this is going to blow his mind. He's going to be so confused. So this week, we have a special guest. It's going to be the wolf squeen herself, Jessica Squeed-Eye. How we doing tonight?
Aroo! Hi, everybody.
Welcome, welcome.
Yeah, we're glad to have you. So, I don't know if you caught our show last week, but last week we talked about how the wolf dream is far superior to dreamwalkers. So we just wanted to get your thoughts on this before we started the show tonight.
Well, unfortunately, I did miss last week. I was away at a Black Tower retreat. So unfortunately, I missed that. But I am absolutely willing to concede that the wolf dream could be far superior.
This makes sense.
It's the only logical choice.
Correct.
Wolf Brother 7, how are we doing tonight?
Doing great. Living the dream, the wolf dream.
Love it, love it.
Happy to be back.
Ooh.
Hey, wolfies.
Hi, wolf mistress. Roof mistress.
Roof
like wolf
mistress.
All right, Jessica, anything new with you?
No, just, settled into the longing, waiting for more news, waiting for season 2, like all of Team Squeak.
Yes. Yeah, this makes sense.
Well, we did get a bit of news, did we not?
We did.
Yeah, we can just jump right into it.
We'll jump right into it.
To the Daily Howl.
Yes.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Daily Howl.
Technical difficulties.
Oh!
There we go.
It's beautiful.
Perfect. It's beautiful. Okay, I wanted to start with we are like 2.5 weeks away, I believe, from the release of the Origins of the Wheel of Time. So since we're so close to that, I thought I'd start with that. We'll leave it up to Jessica first. How excited are you?
I'm excited enough that I have pre-ordered 3 separate copies of the Origins of the Wheel of Time. I take my duties as vice president of the Michael Livingston fan club very seriously. Brian of Fireside Chats is a very tough act to fill, so I need to keep pace in those circles. So I'm incredibly excited. Unfortunately, I cannot far stride to Charleston due to some scheduling conflicts, which makes me very sad. But I can't wait to hear from all of my other friends that are able to go to the signing, and live vicariously through them. And I'm sure they're all going to bring the squee because they're all good hype train members.
Yes, love it, love it. Yeah, I also really wanted to go to Charleston. I am actually going to be far striding already, and we'll be in New Orleans with some buddies. We leave on Tuesday, so I thought about trying to fly directly to Charleston, but that just sounded like a nightmare and everything else. So unfortunately, I will not be going to Charleston either.
Ain't going either. The wolf pups need me at home.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to this. Like, I'm gonna devour it. I know I am. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'll have to work that. I won't get home till like 8:30 at night on that Tuesday, so it'll be sitting here waiting for me. But I probably won't be able to jump into it until like that Friday. I have that Friday off of work holiday, so.
I wouldn't be surprised if I do a little bit of extra reading during my work day throughout the week.
Yeah, with it only being a 2-day work week for me, that might be difficult. I'll probably be pretty busy at work, but anyway.
What is this work you speak of? Silver tooth.
Silly 2-leg stuff.
2 legs.
Very, very silly.
All right, so we'll jump into the next bit of news. Watt series released some new casting information. They're perfect. They are, amazing for our fandom and letting us know all the little bit of stuff that we get. So we have this put up on the screen here. There are 2 new cast members, and then they confirmed a return role for another cast member. So we're going to start with the first one on the left there. That is Rachel Denning. She has previously been in Doctor Who as well as Artemis Fowl. She is being credited as a character named Naomi. Now, obviously, there is not a character in the Wheel of Time named Naomi, so that could either be a code name or it could be a whole new character. Obviously, the show has created a couple of different new characters, the most famous of those being Dark Friend Dana, because she was awesome. So we'll start. Wolf Brother, do you have any speculation on what Rachel might be playing?
I don't. I just see Naomi and Nakomi keeps popping into my head. I'm just saying. We have the banner bar. Maybe full spoilers, everybody. The Wolf Dream hides nothing. If I was in the Wolf Dream right now, there'd be a huge dumpster fire behind me. But no, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't know. There's so many spots for anybody to come up in Falma or if we end up in Kyrian. I don't know.
Yeah, they expect her to be in either episode 5 or 6. Based on who the director is that she's credited with. So we're probably talking, obviously that's the latter half of the season. So they could be in Falma by then. But like you said, it easily could be Kyrian too. So.
What about you, Jessica Squeed Eye, Wolf Squeen?
I'm kind of in the same boat, right? I'm not 100% sure what to expect in terms of milestones, where we'll be at with those episodes. I'd like to think that we're in Falme by then. And so perhaps she's somebody who resides in Falme or, has something to do with Rand's timeline in Falme at that point, but I don't have any. I do like, and maybe this is just because it's easier for me, I do like when they give the fake names, trying to find other names with an N name, but I didn't have a chance to go and look for anybody in the timeline with an N name. But I do wonder if it's one of those situations again, where and also saw, Naomi and Nakomi sound very similar, but I think we all know that the likelihood of Nakomi being introduced at this point in the story seems really, really slim.
Absolutely, yeah. I don't know if chat had any, but I wanted to look through and see if anybody. Looks like there was one saying Brienne Taborwin. I don't know if I'm saying that right. That name also is not ringing a bell. That doesn't mean anything, though.
What was the High Lady who attacked Rand in the woods in the beginning of Dragon Reborn?
Are you talking about Lady Cheyenne?
Yeah, okay. That's not an N name.
No.
Right.
But I did just have a moment, we did get from Rafe's Q&A that we'll have Renna. So I'm not quite sure why that just popped in my head, but maybe she's a Suldam.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
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 I like it.
I like it a lot.
All right, we're going to move on to the next one. So the next casting news is Michael Amariah. I'm not positive I'm saying that last name right. He is most known for doing voiceovers, but he's also an actor. He's been in EastEnders and this Sceptered Isle. The most interesting bit about this is that they are crediting him as a Gleeman. So we'll start with Jessica. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I don't want to take credit for this thought, but I did notice that in the replies for Watt Series article, which we all love Watt Series,
the best.
That somebody mentioned, wouldn't it be grand if this was Asmodean? And I think that would be fantastic. I do think it's a little early for it to be Asmodean, but that wouldn't upset me at all.
Right. I agreed, and I actually wrote the same thing down, and I went back and figured out who that was so that I could credit them. It's at Dinsamara, or sorry, Dinsmaria.
Dinsmaria and I are friends on Twitter.
Yes, yep. She's definitely she's part of the. Dang it! I'm blanking.
This happens in the
Enderstream.
Enderstream. Good Lord, yes. I could not think of Enderstream. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. She was the one that first put that. Yeah.
Yeah, but if given that, I don't think that it's likely that we'll have our emo Asmodean boy this early. I do more likely think that we're going to see Kyrian in Barthany's Manor, and he will be a Gleeman in Barthany's Manor. So that's my actual take.
Right. Yeah. Like a high bard maybe or something like that. Yeah, that's cool.
I was more so thinking someone who, and right, this is a theory that kind of goes all over the place, but it's just another Gleeman, and Matt runs into this Gleeman in Tar-Valon, and like this Gleeman is like a connection, and like, hey, Tom sent me, I'm gonna help you get you out of here.
Okay, that's interesting because we don't know if Tom.
Wow, I kind of like that because I like the idea.
Because we're not.
But I do
sure.
like even with the way that. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, even with the way that season 1 went on, I left season 1 kind of thinking that Matt would be wrangled by the sisters and wind up in Tar-Valon, and that somehow potentially Tom winds up extricating him. So
yeah,
I kind of like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
yeah, and I don't believe we've got any confirmation that Tom is back for this next season. Obviously, we know he's still going to be in the story, but
I thought he died.
Sorry, we did say full spoilers. So I don't. He might not be in season 2. It might make more sense for both the show and the actor for him to skip a season and come back for season 3. But we don't know. For all we know, he's in season 2 and he's in season 2 a lot. We don't know. But I like your theory that maybe if they're crediting another Gleeman, that it's a friend of Tom's. That's interesting. I did want to jump back to the Asmodean comment, just because it's that person specifically said Jason Attale. Now, that is where I think you could introduce Asmodean early without saying it's Asmodean. You could say it's Jason Attale, and we as fans would know who that is, but the audience wouldn't necessarily know who that is. So that's a way they could introduce him early and then reveal it later, or even at the end of the season, and then that could potentially tie into next season, because next season should be Shadow Rising, which I believe is when he first shows up. So
I like that theory
That's
too.
great.
I mean, yeah, and this is a chance to make this being the show to make a lot of the Forsaken more meaningful and go into a little bit more character building for them. And if you could do them as like, you know, Jason Attale, right? That's fun too.
Yeah.
Because you're still learning about it. And then maybe there'll be some flashback for him or something at some later episode in next season or something.
Especially if they make him a likable character that turns out to be bad. Kind of just like they did with Ada, you know what I mean? Like, she was awesome. And then, oh, shit, she's evil.
Like, what if sitting around that table in one of the it wasn't the full trailer, it was the New York Comic Con trailer. We had that table. Like, you have some of those are Forsaken, and like there's something in each of them that gives a clue, and then like you see it out in the real world with Jason Attale. Like maybe it's like maybe one of his coat sleeves has a symbol of like a music symbol on it, and we see that again, but it's so general you don't know that it's right. I don't know.
Oh, that'd be cool. I like that idea. All right, anything else?
No, yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. I would love to see Easter eggs.
Yeah. Well, actually, circling back really quick to what you brought up about the Forsaken, like you said, the show has the opportunity to make them so much more meaningful, impactful, and I think part of how they're going to do that is to shorten the amount of them. You know, that appears to be what's going to happen. I don't think we're going to get 13 Forsaken, and I'm kind of glad we don't. I think they need to merge some of them. Because it's hard to have 13 bad guys, you know. I think you shorten that amount and make them more impactful and more competent than they are in the books. And I think it's going to make a big difference in the show.
Agreed.
All right, we'll jump on to the next one. The last part of this is that Sandy McDade is returning in her role as Megan. I think it's Megan. And when we last saw her, she was discussing with Moraine about disappearance of ships out west, and that she wanted to go investigate that. So it sounds like she's going to be heading out west, where everybody will be meeting up in Falmey. So let's start with some speculation on that. Wolf Brother.
Let's let Jessica go first.
Perfect.
I mean, I'm not sure that I have anything to add. I also kind of readily adopted that, right? Like, she's going to wind up being snatched up by Soldom in next to no time. I can just see it coming.
I think she's a dark friend.
I got to hear this. Go.
Dude.
She's Black Aja. Yeah,
go.
She heads out there to facilitate the Shan Chan's invasion, and like, this is not very well thought out, but it's like, you know, she's gonna go out there and assist Shan Chan dark friends, and I don't know if it's not well thought out, but I think there's a chance that she could be a dark friend.
I like
Black Aja. Or Leandrin sets her up to be
like a scapegoat.
False Black Aja. Yeah.
Interesting. I like it. Yeah, I think I'm in the Damane train.
Fun.
But I do like the different thought process there. I like you're bringing something different, and I like it. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think the most obvious thing would be, because the way they're setting up, for her to probably be a Damane. But either way, it's kind of cool. I think we all knew that when she made that mention in season 1. But I love the option of her being something different. That's kind of cool.
It's more plausible what you're saying, but I'm just gonna throw some.
I like it because for one, that's what's cool about that is right now we don't know Leandrin's the Dark Friend, right? So as far as the show goes, so it'd be another way to hide that, is if she became the scapegoat for it.
Yeah.
And maybe it's not even revealed that it's her yet. Who knows? That's kind of different. I like it. All right. Do we have anything else on the cast?
No, let's do another shout out to watchseries.com.
Grabbing all of these incredibly beautiful people. They just keep going for incredibly gorgeous people over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Steve Keeper. And thank you. Shout out to Steve Keeper, who had this brainchild for tonight's Mirror World show. I guess this is the technical show. What you guys watch every night is something called Threefold Talk and some two-leg crap.
Yes, agreed. Shout out to the Steve Keeper. I came prepared and brought my Dusty Steve mug just for the Steve Keeper and his idea that gave birth to this show. So the Steve Keeper is our daddy, Wolf Brother.
Oh. I think at this point in time, before we move on, we're gonna have to say so long to Twitter. Thanks for joining us. If you'd like to see more, please join us on YouTube.
Perfect. Yes. And make sure you give a like and a subscribe. Don't forget.
Absolutely. Like, subscribe, and the little bell thing.
Boom. If you happen to still be on Twitter, come join us at YouTube. Join chat. They're having a blast here tonight. Boom.
Everybody should come and join the Wolf Dream.
Love it.
The Wolf Dream.
So I think we'll jump into our next segment, which is going to be a segment we call Fear the Hunt.
Okay.
There it is.
Nice.
Shout out to our friend Bain&Chiad for throwing together some stuff for us tonight there as well. All right, so
the Wolf Sister is much appreciated. We are eternally grateful.
Wolf Brother, I am going to let you take the first question. So for anybody that doesn't know this game, this is something we do where we ask questions of our guest, our honorary wolf sibling, who is Jessica Squeed-Eye tonight. So we're going to ask her some Wolfie-related questions and see how she does. So okay. I'm going to let Wolf Brother, hopefully not spilling that beer there.
That's a perfect pour. You talk about.
Well done.
I'll let you ask the first question because honestly, I need to pull the questions back up for myself. So,
Wolf Squee, what is your wolf sibling name? Never thought you'd do this, huh?
I thought I would be more prepared. I am a little unprepared. I think that my wolf sibling name would most likely be Falling Leaves.
Ooh,
I like it. It's a good one. Good one. Falling Leaves.
Okay. That hits me right here. I like that a lot.
Yes, it's good. It's good. Okay, so
it's better than number 7.
Number 7's my favorite.
I don't know. A lot of people tend to like number 8 better than number 7.
Who knows? Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna apologize to my co-host here. I don't remember what order we were supposed to do these in, so I'm just going to pick one.
Sure.
Jessica, what is your favorite meat?
My favorite meat is steak.
How do you have that cooked? How do you have that prepared?
Black and blue, seared on the outside, raw in the middle.
Nice. I had a steak to prepare myself for the show tonight.
I'm jealous.
Yes. So when I was talking with Wolf Brother earlier, I told him I had to cook dinner first. It was steak I was making.
Ooh.
I'm
On the
very
grill?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
We actually got some nice weather here, and I was blessed enough. I mean, I still needed a sweatshirt, but it was still perfectly grilling weather. So,
I mean, every weather's perfect grilling weather if you know what you're doing.
okay, grill in a sweatshirt and shorts.
That sounds very New England.
That's
That
how
sounds
we roll.
very New England.
Oh man,
That was a great answer.
Thank you.
I like a good London broil. Mostly rare.
So I'm gonna admit this. I've learned to like it more pink. I used to be someone who was like no pink, no, and then I was learned, and now I'm better, and I like me some medium steak. Yeah.
So I don't eat steak in front of most folks. I will make myself a beautiful ribeye at home and enjoy it in the privacy of my own home, but I don't subject people to the way that I eat steak.
Wolf squeed, indeed.
Yes.
I am a carnivore.
I will readily admit that they were T-bones, and after I cut my pups off the bone, I then took the bone and ate the meat directly on the bone because that's the best part.
It is the best part.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love grilling. I love smoking everything. It's just fun.
Yeah.
It's more fun to do it than to eat it. If you do it right,
Yeah.
then it's all like it's just to the the whole experience.
We
All right.
got like 5 weeks, and we can do a little bit of that together, son. Here
Ooh.
soon, huh? Right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For when your Wolverines lose.
Oh.
I'll wait to talk trash till it happens.
Sure. It's all right.
Okay. Sounds like a Wolf Brother meetup.
We're friends now, but in 5 weeks we will not be friends.
No.
Okay.
We will be frenemies. It'll come full circle. We'll eventually have a friends to lovers or enemies to lovers story at some point. But
Nice.
got to be enemies too.
Yeah. This is the way. It just is.
Okay.
All right. Next question. Why do you choose to be a two-leg?
I choose to be a two-leg because it lets me share the squee more broadly. Squee is a multi-dimensional experience in the wolf dream and with my wolf siblings, and that is incredible at all times. However, I think that squee should transcend the wolf dream, and so being a two legs lets me further that cause elsewhere.
It's an acceptable answer.
Yeah.
Spreading the
Yours
squee
is-
is important.
Yeah.
Yes.
Although I would argue that you could easily spread said squee via the wolf dream.
But a lot of two legs are not sensitive to the wolf dream. And if I were to approach two legs outside of the dream, then they would misunderstand and run away and be scared. And that's just so boring and annoying. So by approaching them in a form that they're more comfortable with, I'm more likely to be able to really deliver my message.
The howl is misunderstood. That is for sure.
It is, and that's a shame.
Yeah.
And speaking of howling, is it all right if I ask to prompt a great howl for myself and those of us with chat? Should we perhaps offer a butt rock to those of us who have joined us at the Three Wolf Talk?
I would love a butt rock because butt rocks are my favorite.
Okay.
And they transcend the mere worlds.
Yes.
They do. I wonder if the maidens would help us with that.
There it is.
There it is.
We have such an amazing helper tonight.
Butt rock.
Ooh!
Sorry, I howled the moon.
Right during you howled in the middle. Butt rock got sandwiched into your howl.
A butt rock sandwich? That's different.
You got a little Daniel Henney all up in your howl. So do you need a group howl? Is that what you were calling for, or were you just calling for butt rock?
I mean, I think we should do a group howl, but this is your show.
You know, we actually missed our group howl opportunity. It probably should have been during the daily howl.
Mm-hmm.
However, things happen, and we can backtrack and give chat a good howl.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that what we're doing?
Let's go for it.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
I couldn't be too loud because my pups are sleeping, but
Yes.
That's why I'm in the bottom layer of the den.
I could have. I just don't have a good setup. Like where I'm at, I'm in the living room. But like that's where like my desk is and everything. So, you know, this seemed the easier option. They'll live. It's not like I've never been loud. You know, sports.
Right. Well, we don't want to disrupt anybody's wolf pack.
They're used to.
The pups need their sleep.
They do.
Yeah, I suppose. All right. We need another question. I believe our next one is going to be, what would be your weapon of choice to bring to the last hunt?
We can go if you want to take some time to think about it.
Yeah, I think I need a moment. I was not prepared for that question.
That's okay.
All right. I'll start. My weapon of choice is dual swords. So, you know, ambidextrous, 2 swords. Really, I think it just looks cool. It probably looks cooler than it is, you know, practical, but, you know, it works for me.
And you make it look good.
Yeah. I make anything look good.
This is true. Mine would be nunchucks. Why not? I mean, if a turtle could do it, a wolf could do it. You know what I'm saying?
Valid. Very valid.
Yeah. That's not good.
It's not a very inspired answer, but my weapon of choice at the last hunt would be my mind.
A keen mind is a great weapon.
I might be
Very
overselling my capabilities, but
Well, you know, me and Wolf Brother here have discussed this numerous times. You've got that you know, young bull who's always charging into things. You know, he's always in the wolf ring too strongly.
Too strong.
You know,
Mhm.
so having
have
a
to keep
keen
your
mind
wits
is
about
important. Yeah, absolutely.
It's important. Mind.
Yep.
Focus on the mind. I think the Wolf's Queen deserves a. I was gonna say rum and rattle, but we'll say rum and howl.
Nice.
thank you both very much. I was so excited to be invited into the wolf den tonight.
Chat.
We're happy to have you.
What would you call the Three Wolf Talk version of rum and rattle? That's what we need.
Be Battle Howl.
Ooh.
Battle Howl. Howl and growl.
Wait. We need some help from Chad on this one. Give us your best version of Ramen Rattle for
Three wolf
talk. See if we get any answers here. Bone Rattle is the first one I got. I like it. I like it.
Very
It's a good one. Thank you, Glenn. While chat gives some of those, I think we do have one more question.
We do.
Okay. You want to take it or you want me to do it?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. So, the Wheel of Time show almost gave us bear siblings. Thankfully, Sarah nixed that, and we're all very thankful to Sarah for that.
She nipped that in the hind legs.
However, it did make us ponder, and we wanted to ask you, if we didn't have wolf brothers, which is obviously the superior choice,
Correct.
what animal would you like to see be a sibling?
Be a sibling?
Yes, so like bear brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If it wasn't wolf, what would it be?
What would it be?
If
I would
you
have-
couldn't have wolf.
Chat, feel free to jump in on this too.
Yes.
Also, there's some good pack pounce, battle growl, ramen wag. This is the full throttle.
I very much would like to be, if I couldn't be a wolf sibling, because I agree that is superior, hands down. But if it wasn't wolf siblings, I would want to be a big feline. So, like panther
What?
siblings or tiger siblings or something like that.
Okay, I like it. What? Give me a specific one. What's the best?
Cheetah siblings.
Ooh, nice. Quick. Yeah, I like it.
Lean, very
Yes,
lean.
Yes.
We can lean.
I have an amazing one that I see in chat from One Shelly, and that is a sloth sibling.
Well, I mean, that's me in my day job. I didn't think that's what we were talking about. I didn't think that was the context.
Sid the sloth. Oh wait, are we gonna give him trouble for me saying that?
I missed it, so
Sid the sloth.
I got it. Yeah.
It's a movie.
John
It's a two-legged-
Leguizamo.
It's a two-leg thing.
It is a two-leg thing, especially two legs with pups.
Yeah. We got some Groms.
Mm-hmm.
Groms, Panther pals.
I think Melindra's answer wins, but that's just me.
I didn't see it. What did I see it?
The Jumara Nibblings. Is that the one we're talking about?
Grom groupies.
Panther
it.
Pals Lumen. Very
we,
nice.
We do have an obvious answer that we all missed, and I need to apologize humbly to our friend, the Goat Brother.
Yes.
Goat is a great answer.
Yeah.
Goat is a great answer, but only for our dear Goat Brother, because
We love you, Roger.
that's the only
There's
reason that I
one
would
and only.
pick a goat.
Yes, that is true. There is only one Goat Brother. So,
Correct.
And arguably, 7, 8, 10 Wolf Brothers.
I mean, a minimum of 7.
I
Minimum.
still have yet to meet Wolf Brother 8. I'm not quite sure why everyone thinks he's superior, but
I'm told he's a riot.
oh, okay.
I'm told that he actually came up with our next segment, but I don't remember that story. You have to ask Wolf Brother 8.
Okay.
So,
Or Silvertooth.
now I'm confused. Is Wolf Brother 8 just your drunk self?
I will neither confirm nor deny that.
The intoxicated version of Wolf Brother 7 becomes Wolf Brother 8.
Right? Because only one can achieve higher heights through
Yes. Yeah.
alcohol.
Just ups his game. One notch,
Ups
guys.
his game.
One notch. All right. Did we get any other good ones here in chat? I did see one that you'll love, Wolf Brother, as Wolverine Brother.
I like the Honey Badger brohams.
Yeah, I saw that.
Quolakin. There's a lot of good ones in here.
Yeah.
A lot of good ones. And they tried for Bear Brother. Although, to be honest, depending on the type of bear they chose, I'd be okay with it.
I wouldn't have liked it in the show. It's such a strong change.
It is a strong change for no reason.
Yes. Well, I think their reasoning at the time was that Game of Thrones had the dire wolves, and although they didn't talk, whatever. Well, I guess Blake and Bran did have the ability to warg into different animals. So I don't know. Maybe that was their thought process. They didn't want to go with the wolf thing with that, but first of all, Watt did it first.
Watt did it first.
Correct.
You can say that about a lot of things when it comes to Game of Thrones. But anyway, I think we're ready to move on.
Okay.
I think we have a similar rock, or not rock butt, but something else we'd like to show.
Okay.
Wolf butt.
That is magnificent.
It's a magnificent creature right there.
I was not expecting that, and I wasn't expecting to be as turned on as I am right now.
Wolf
Wow.
Brothers
That was
hold their own. Sexy beasts. Sexy beasts we
I'm
are.
sorry. Maybe that was too far.
I doubt it.
That was too
my
far.
understanding of. Yeah, no. 3 wolf talk. Nothing is too far.
Well, there we go.
But can we get a honorary stabby stab? Stab, stab, stab.
Yes.
I like it. Okay, I think we're going to move on to a new segment that we have, well, technically, Wolf Brother 8 came
Was
up
it me?
with. And
Was it
Wolf
me?
Brother 7 does not remember this, guys. Okay, at all. This section is called Dark Hound Douchebags. That is an amazing picture. And I just want to give another shout out to Bain&Chiad for finding some of these awesome pictures and putting things up for us. She's been awesome tonight, so thanks.
Thank you.
So this section is basically is basically just whether it's the show, whether it's the books, just talking about the different characters that are douchebags. And to preface this does not have to be they're a douchebag, like at all times. So, most people are going to argue that Gawain is a douchebag at all times. Although I'd say in the beginning he wasn't. But either way, this could be they're a douchebag at any given time, which one of my entries is specific to that.
Okay.
Because it's actually a favorite character for most people, many people.
Okay.
But we are going to let our guest, honorary wolf sibling, Jessica Squeedag, go first.
Okay. And so we're doing anybody, book, or show, right? And we are in the Wolf Dream, where it is full spoilers.
So if you haven't gotten this part yet, guys, it's on the bottom. Full spoilers. We will talk about any and everything from all 15 books when you include the prequel.
Hey, is this show full spoilers?
I think so.
I'm sorry. Did Wolf Brother 8 not tell you?
No, sorry. I
We
don't.
gotta stop planning with Wolf Brother 8. I don't just.
So I have a list of a few, and when I hear the word douchebag, the first character that comes to mind is Savannah. So that was my very first choice.
That is a great choice.
Yeah. Savannah was definitely one of my very least favorite characters to read. She made my teeth grind at every interval. And I don't think there was a single moment of a glimpse of any type of redemption. I believe that she was a douchebag through and through.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. It doesn't help that the whole like section of the book that she's in is most people's least favorite section.
Mm-hmm.
But she makes that section so much worse.
What's wrong with that section? It's got Young Bull on it.
I personally, well, all right, to go into it because we're there.
Mm-hmm.
I am not a slog believer. But I will preface that is mostly because I was able to read the first 11 books straight through.
Yeah. So I am a slog believer in that I think that it can happen because I took such a long break. I did, in fact, experience both, right? I experienced waiting for books to release, but then just this spring devoured all 15 books in a ridiculously compressed timeline for my first ever complete read through. So I see both sides of the equation because I do keenly remember rereading, 4, 5, and 6 books waiting for the next publication. But I will say that storyline with Young Wolf was not the slog for me personally. The slog for me personally happened with the Camelin succession and things like that. Malden was not problematic for me like it was for others. I understand why it is. I just think that the slog means different things to different people and what other things might be impacting your read, like you were speaking to, Silvertooth.
I agree with that assessment. And to me, yeah, I 100% agree. The succession was a bit slow. Malden was a bit slow too for me. But one thing that you said, and it just kind of clicked for me, like there was no slog until I reread the books. Like I was trying to reread the books, and I got to 9 or 8 or 9, and then I was like, oh, the TV series is going to come out. Let me go read books 1 and 2 again. So I did, and kind of rolled into 3. And then I jumped up, and I was like, I really want to listen to basically the White Cloak parent storyline. Mm-hmm. And so I started there and went to the end.
Mm-hmm.
At this point in time, I'm just like, what am I in the mood for today? What can I reread? And how can I piss off my wolf brother-in-law by not reading the Cosmere?
Nice.
That's awesome.
No, I'm actually really looking forward to my first ever reread because when I reread all winter, when I finished my first complete read through, I did it on Kindle and I have highlights and notes and things. So I'm really eager to go through my first full read through and see what hits different. You know what I mean?
Read through with notes?
With notes, but also like what Wolf Brother is speaking to. Will I cherry pick storylines? Gotcha. Will I go, I'm kind of not feeling this, and I might go here or I might go there. I'm kind of a completionist at heart, so I doubt that will happen, but I'm curious to see what that's like now that I do finally know the whole story.
Yeah.
What will my reread feel like?
So I have not done that. So I've read the first 4 books probably 6 times.
Yeah. Same.
Just for whatever reason, I tried to reread the series before the new books came out from Sanderson.
Exactly.
And I misjudged how long it would take. I got through 4 books, and the new one came out, and I was like, I'm not waiting. I'm going to read this. So I've started rereads and not necessarily finished them, but I typically got through book 4. I have not cherry picked at all. Not to say that I wouldn't. I haven't done that. I think I would do that for research purposes, but kind of like you brought up, like I'm kind of like going to read in a sequence, not like that. But I know a lot of people that do it. Book 4 is my favorite book. I'm just gonna read it randomly. Yeah.
I mean, I really think that at least for my first reread, I will try to do it all in its entirety. Again, I'm very much a completionist at heart, and having just barely got through it all for the first time, I'm curious to see what hits different on the second read through. Now that I've finally done it, because like you, I've reread the first 4, 5, and 6 books multiple times. Granted, it was 20 years ago, but I've read them quite a bit. So I won't want to miss things just to rush to the last 3, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Silvertooth. Sorry.
No,
I was super excited to hear who your douchebag is.
I guess, how many are we doing? It is almost 10 o'clock. How many do we want to do? Because my first one was going to be, isn't the one that is controversial. What are your thoughts?
I go with your controversial one.
Okay. All right. Just in interest of saving time, and this actually, so this kind of bleeds into what we were just talking about. Rereads make a difference in how you view characters. I hated this character during my first read, at least up until book 11, maybe something like that. And it's most people's favorite character, and this is Nynaeve. Now I'm gonna get killed in chat. I'm gonna get killed, and I know it. Okay. When I first read it, I did not like Nynaeve. Now I was a 18, 19-year-old. All of that makes a difference. And then arguably, she becomes such a better character in my opinion once you hit book, like I said, like 11. But I will also argue that once you know her full story, it changes how you view her. So on a reread, I actually really, really like Nynaeve. Now, I started this segment saying that it does not have to be the full series, this person's a douchebag. It can be, in this moment, this person's a douchebag. And I'm on a reread of Fires of Heaven right now, and Nynaeve is a douchebag. She is just constantly complaining, and she's, she backtracks on everything she does.
Yeah.
She'll yell at. There's one segment, and most of them are funny, okay, but she yells at Tom to go faster, and then the cart's bouncing like crazy, and then Elaine makes her realize that she's being a douchebag, and then she yells at Tom to slow down, for Christ's sake. Or obviously, that's not the words. But,
so I'm going to do something really out of character and jump on that controversy train with you and tell you,
what a contravesty.
Because I was 22 and had zero patience for that. I wouldn't have characterized her as a douchebag, but I had no patience for her BS on my first read through it all. Like, her stuff was stuff to get through. I did like the slow smolder of her and Lan. But the time that it took for her to grow when I was in my early 20s, I had no patience for, no relatability whatsoever. Reading it at 44 hit completely differently.
Oh,
I would still say, even on this time around, that I was like, okay, I'm ready for you to grow up. I'm ready for you to move past this and kind of slide into who I know you can be. But yeah, I had a very similar arc with Nynaeve.
Mm-hmm.
And I like her so much better now than I did when I was 22.
Yeah, like I said, on a reread, I enjoy her a lot more. However, there are certain sections where I'm in that current section where she sucks. And I know she's not always going to suck. And me and Wolf Brother talked about this earlier. Like, you could make this argument for anybody in the series. You could make an argument that during this section of whatever book, there are 14 books. Everyone's going to be a douchebag for a section of it. Rand's a douchebag at times.
Babies.
Matt is a major douchebag at times. Perrin is a undecisive douchebag at multiple points in the story.
Young Bull is just...
Yeah. You could make the argument at any given point someone's a douchebag. But
I'll make the argument that Matt was a douchebag the whole series. And like I'll put him at Chach status.
Mel.
Bye, Mel.
Mel is fleeing the chat. No. Okay, but can I challenge that for 1 second, Wolf Brother? Is Matt really a douchebag, or is Matt subject to external POVs?
No, Matt's a douchebag in his mind.
okay.
We're in his mind.
Okay.
Like total and like I said, Chach, which is like an all-star douchebag, right? Like cream of the crop. He's honest about being a douchebag too. Like he plays it up. He knows, he's like, yeah, I just want to do, a little slap and tickle, drink and sing and fight, and that's all he really wants in life. And that attitude carries on, and it's like, oh, you need to be grateful for me saving you, and like, oh, they don't understand XYZ. I don't know, Matt. I like him for it. I don't not like Matt. Don't misconstrue this. I don't not like. I don't.
You
not
can like
Matt.
a douchebag,
right? Which makes me a douchebag, but whatever. Douche wolf. Dark hound.
Yes.
But I don't know. Just his behavior all the way through it. It's always like about him, and that's something you can't just talk about her parts like that. Silvertooth.
I love
Nils for the win.
Nils
has something that I envy, and that's not why I haven't mailed your stuff back to you. Nils has these excellent yellow coated contacts that make his eyes golden.
Yes, I saw those. I get to experience those live and in person.
They were awesome, and I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
Anyways, shout out to Nils.
Yeah, I had that conversation with him at WatCon. I'm so my prescription is like -6. Like I'm very blurry without contacts, so it would just be too expensive for me to try and get colored contacts like that. I'd love to do it. I wanted to do it. I just knew it wasn't realistic.
I'm in the same boat.
Yeah, because obviously,
well, brother,
showing up with yellow eyes is
yeah.
true.
Okay, so we each picked a douchebag.
One. Yeah.
One.
It's go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying we each picked one.
Yeah. We can keep going, or we can kind of wrap up. Depends on how you guys are feeling.
We can do some honorable mentions. I'm okay to keep going. I think we have a mod that we should ask too.
That's
Bain&Chiad is okay.
You can private chat us.
Yeah, but Jessica, go ahead and do your next one. We'll do at least one more.
Okay. How do I pick?
So many dark hound douchebags.
There really are. I had quite a few. The next one that I had under Savannah, who probably just rubbed me the absolute wrong way, but for kind of an unexpected reason. So here we go. One of the Black Aja, Tamail Kinderode. So it's not bad enough that she is Black Aja. but also tortured animals. And that is a deal breaker for me, even in fictional characters. So weirdly, it doesn't bother me when they torture humans, but when they kill off creatures, that really upsets me. So that was my next douchebag award, was Tamale Kinder Road.
I think both Silvertooth and I can get on that. There's a character that also abuses animals that we have probably highest on our Dark Hound douchebag list.
And I mean, list. I think I know which name you mean, and I almost put that name, but I'm like, the guys will have, my wolf brothers will have this name, so I won't do this name. I'll pick someone else.
It goes without being said.
Yeah. I mean that one was number one, so we don't have to spend any time on it. Slayer is the number one douchebag. Period.
Hands down.
So, Wolf Brother, who you got?
Ooh, Young Bull. No. I'll go with. I think we talked about this. Burn. Burn is just. You know what? I'll go with the immortal words of Loyal. Just too hasty. Like, just come on. Like, Dapple's trying to do something here. Hopper's, Hopper understood. Come on, Burn. Get on the right page. Burn is one of the wolves that Perrin first meets in the first Wolf Brother chapter, right? Like the first Wolf Brother chapter.
It's when he first learns he can talk to the wolf,
right.
And was trying to deny it at that point. But I think when we were talking earlier, Elias says Burn thinks we should leave you or something along those lines. Makes some kind of comment like that. So Burn's a douchebag. He wanted to leave Young Bull behind. We all get annoyed with Young Bull at times.
Right, but I feel like Burn deserves the same devil's advocate treatment that I would give a two-leg, which is that Burn was trying to be protective of the pack as a whole.
That would make him anti-douchebag.
It would make him anti-douchebag, and is why I said the words out loud.
Yeah, no, I think he died and became a Dark Hound.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
The douchebag wolves don't go to the wolf dream. They just reincarnate as
a Dark Hound.
Dark Hounds, okay.
Nice.
Because that's totally how it works. There's not some Forsaken that's taking these wolves and manipulating them into Dark Hounds. It's how douchey were you as a wolf?
Yeah.
I like Noman Garden's comment. Burn is just old enough that he has no growls left to give, and that's the most relatable comment of the day. I think that probably wins chat.
That awesome.
Works.
No brows left to give. I love that. That's perfect. All right.
Wolf Brother 8 is another wolf that would probably become a Dark Hound. Just saying.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know. He's a lot of fun. Does fun equate to douchebag?
Yeah. Fun and douchebag are not mutually exclusive concepts.
There's probably a line. There's probably a line in between where like you're a lot of fun and then you crossed it. And
right. There's always a line that gets crossed somewhere.
Wolf Brother 8.5. What were you gonna say, Silvertooth?
I don't know.
We're doing great, chat. How are you?
I think chat's having fun. It seems like chat's having fun tonight. I have not been. I do apologize. I started chat off before we started by telling chat that I would probably ignore them all night because my brain can't focus like this.
No, I get it.
But
I do want to call out that Wise One Shelly said, "How has nobody mentioned Massima?" And I just feel the need to defend myself that Massima is literally the next stop on the douchebag tour on my list.
Yeah. Although, how conflicted are we that we have Hot Sima in the show?
Right. So I guess the only way I can navigate that is by saying book Masema, and that leaves me an out to pant over hot Sema should the need arise.
Yeah, I mean, book Masema is just certifiably insane.
Makes my skin crawl.
Yeah, he's weird, and
I don't know. Think about it, like if you're, and I'm speaking generally here, and I probably shouldn't speak at all.
Are you becoming Wolf Brother 8? Wait.
No, I'm trying to
I
politically correctly say this like a two-legged, but like,
Okay.
yeah, I'm just gonna say it. Like, if you're gonna follow someone, like, aren't you gonna want to follow the person who looks good versus the person who doesn't look good? Like, don't people tend to gravitate towards more attractive people?
I get what you're saying. That comes almost with like charisma to an extent, you know.
I
like,
was just going to say, but
like,
charisma can override that.
well, I think they can go hand in hand. I
True.
think looks can enhance charisma.
Right. We all have a mixed toolbox, right? Like we all have different attributes that we are dealing with.
We jive with.
Yeah, it's not the be all end all, but I think, like, you know, as he's alluding to, it can enhance. I guess I would argue, take Galad for example. Galad is a bit of a douchebag, but you know, he's enhanced.
But he's so logical.
So Galad is one that hits absolutely different 20 years later. I will pull no punches. When I read Galad at 22, it was a completely different experience than reading him at 44.
Yeah. I think my least favorite part of Galad's arc is actually Bear Lane.
Yeah.
I feel like that just became, oh, we're both uber good looking and we're going to end together. Like,
it was a little neat and pat.
Outside of Bear Lane, I think I really, really like Galad's arc. Might not like him as a character overall, but I like his arc. I like where he starts and where he ends.
Yeah, I
think he has one of the best arcs in the book.
Yeah, so I just feel like given a few more years in the Wolf Dream, given a few more years and a little bit more experience on myself, I could relate to Galad a little bit more than I could at 22. Not to say that I have this rigid, unbreakable moral code that drives me, because I'm certainly not that person. But I could see it more. I could, you can entertain the notion longer today than I could at 22.
Yeah, and you know, maybe it's just the liquid I'm drinking right now, but I do like I like the full circle of him. I think one of the things I want the most out of like a continuation of the story is I want him and Rand to have a conversation. Again, complete full spoilers. I love the ending of Galad when he goes to fight Demandred and says, you know, I'm not Lews Therin, but I'm his brother.
Yes, and to Wolf Brother's point, like, I think that if you can go to Galad rationally and lay those things out, that there is a pathway to mutuality, right? Like there is a pathway to, oh, this is reality. Whereas, you know, for example, Rowan had everybody telling him, you know, he did not kill your mother, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
And it didn't fucking matter. So, you know, I just, you can reason with Galad, and he may have faults and this and that and the other thing, but there is a mechanism. There is a way to get through to him.
Yeah. Light blinded fool. He's a Rand brother.
It's a good one. I saw that.
Oh, you encourage him. Light blooded fool.
Yeah, I mean, an obvious one we've neglected. You just brought up was Gawain. I think again
Who?
he's another obvious one. Even if so at WatCon, shout out to WatCon. WatCon was awesome. If you did not go to WatCon 2022, try and make it to WatCon 2023. I unfortunately can't be there, but you all should
I
go.
know. I'm still mad at you.
I'm so sad, especially
It's all ruined. Not having it now.
Not
having it now.
You can go to Jordan.
It's canceled.
Right?
It's canceled.
I'm gonna have to send him all kinds of empty chair selfies. Like,
trust me, I'm really sad. It was one of those, like, I had all intentions of going, and so full disclosure, I'm going to Ireland, and that was supposed to be earlier in the year, and it got pushed to right around the time of WatCon. And either way, I'm either going to be in Ireland or I'm about to go to Ireland, and I'm not chancing the con crud and COVID and all of that, potentially ruining that trip that I've had planned for years at this point. So anyway, at WatCon, they had the discussion of Gawain, and there was a team defending him and a team persecuting him. And again, even if you make the arguments that Gawain is a flawed character, just like anybody would be in real life, he's still a douchebag. Like, the points that you brought up, it's still, no matter what, no matter who tells him, even the love of his life tells him that it wasn't Rand, he's not going to believe it, period.
It's self-indulgence to the point where his personality is flawed. Gawain was the storyline, not the storyline. Gawain was the character that I was told over and over again, like, you're going to hate it. Like, I was really new to the fandom and saw there was so much Gawain hate, and I felt very much that I wasn't going to partake because I don't think I'm as hard on characters as other people are. As you can see, I can almost always play devil's advocate and say, well, I can see how you get there. I might not agree with you, but I can see how you get there. And nope, Gawain lived up to all of the hype. And I absolutely found myself towards the end going, I wish you had done better. And that level of disappointment is not something I usually experience because I usually can find a way to relate on some level to how a character gets there.
Yeah, there's a point at, I think it's when Shara attacks the camp, and sorry, I'm blanking on it's right when the Sharns come and they attack the Aes Sedai battle camp. And I think during that, there's a couple paragraphs, in a couple chapters where they're trapped behind enemy lines, and I think Gawain's doing a good job, and he's starting to like, oh, come on, you can do it. Like, he's almost there. Like, he's gonna have the breakthrough. He's doing all the right things. Like, even though we get it from Egwene's viewpoint, he seems to be doing the right things from the reader standpoint, at least my standpoint, and it's like, you're right there, and it's like there's a pivotal moment, and then he's just like makes the wrong decision, right? And he goes to off. He puts the rings up, right? That's, and so I don't know. I thought he was about to get there, but he remains the douchebag.
And that's so. Mary Frenzy just said it. I know I've had this conversation with somebody. It might have been a walk-on conversation. Mary, genius warrior goddess that she is, Gawain made all the wrong decisions for reasons which seemed right, but were ultimately selfish. He started as a cool guy, but he sucked so bad. And I couldn't have said it better. So I had a conversation conversation with someone at some point about Gowan, but he's in love, I think, was the rationalization that was thrown at me. And I was like, but was he? Because at the end of the day, if you do a root cause analysis, his choices are almost always founded in selfish motives. So I'm not saying that he didn't love Egwene. I'm just saying that his was still a very immature and selfish love.
He never grew up.
No.
Right. And I agree with you 100% that there were times that I really thought that he was so close, like on the cusp of transcending and leveling up. And he just never quite made it.
Yeah, you could make the argument that he made understandable decisions in the sense that, you know, this led to this, led to this, led to this. But ultimately, it comes down to they're selfish decisions when it comes down to it. Like, you know, he could not take a back seat to Egwene.
No.
Despite the fact that he grew up knowing he was going to take a back seat to his sister.
Right. And was raised by a powerful woman. Like he grew up in a life of privilege, surrounded by powerful women in an almost always matriarchal society, and could not support Egwene the way that he really should have.
You could say he's the Demandred of the Third Age.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aram becomes a douchebag. Elida's a douchebag. I love to hate. So
yes.
you had some thoughts on that.
We talked about this earlier. So there are certain characters. You brought one up too. I'm blanking on who it was now. Yeah, when we talked earlier, you brought somebody else up in the same boat.
Leandrin?
Yes, it was Leandrin. So people that we love to hate. Like, Elida's a douchebag, clearly. But I love Elida. And I love Elida for what she is, which is why I really hope she's in the show. And I really hope it's in Natasha O'Keeffe, because she's awesome. Mm-hmm. But Elida she's incompetent and all these other things, but she's not evil. She's not so similar to Galwyn. She's doing everything for the wrong reasons.
Right.
But that's she is a douchebag, but she's a douchebag that I like for what she does for the story.
Yeah.
Tuon is the bag of douchebag gets tossed in.
Wow. Mel has strong feelings.
Tell me how you really feel.
Right.
Some of my other favorite notable mentions for douchebags were Rhonda McCura with her fork root tea. David
Aes Sedai.
Yeah. David Hanlon.
Sorry.
I am Aes Sedai. I can't help it.
I know.
Nicola Treehill with the betrayal with Egwene and the Rebel Tower. That was a hard pill to swallow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So those are some of my biggest ones outside of the ones that I already shared.
Yeah, I do appreciate chat. Again, you know, I asked chat to give us options, and then I completely ignored chat. So thank you, Jessica, for, you know, being the one responsible person in our trio. So appreciate you.
If I'm the voice of reason, we are doomed.
That's fine. We were doomed from the start.
We were. But here at Three Wolf Talk, we enjoy the ride.
It was fun.
We fly.
We fly.
We come.
Oh, that statement. So, by the way,
look at you. Oh,
I liking that.
Amazing.
Now, if they can make a threefold talk Wolf Howl at the Moon t-shirt,
I bet there's a way.
There's got to be a way. So I think we didn't plan an exit very well, but we should start with thanks. right? I think Anas, the Steve Keeper, gets a big thanks. We'll give a shout out to Anas, and then we have a big thanks to Bain&Chiad. Thank you very much on your night off. Thank you to Malkier Talks for letting us use your channel. Thanks for Threefold Talk team for letting us invade your space, which is our space, just in a different, mirror world. But thank you. Thank you to Wolf's Queen for being our honorary guest. Silvertooth, any other things?
I want to thank chat for showing up, and anybody who this was kind of a last minute thing thrown together. This idea came together. I mean, this is totally our 15th week or something, whatever. This idea came together at 4:00 today. So we kind of ran with it, picked it up. Just kind of figured some things out last minute. It was fun. I had a lot of fun. But I do appreciate chat for showing up, for being engaged. For anybody who brought it up on Twitter to get people here and all that other stuff. Definitely appreciate you all. Everybody that Wolf Brother 7 mentioned, big shout out, big thanks. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys did too.
And can we just give some love to the Wolf Brothers for doing this? Because believe it or not, it's not that easy to just impromptu jump in and run a Mirror World Wolf Dream takeover. And they embraced it wholeheartedly, and they were wonderful, and they gave me an excuse to come back on the show. So much love to my Wolf Brothers.
That's a great community.
It is.
It's a great community.
Great corner of the fandom.
Right. So, outgoing Howl?
That sounds good. I tried to come up with something clever to match what they did, and I didn't come up with anything.
Well, what if we can I propose something as improv? We could go with the Mirror World comment of "May you always find love, water, and shade," and then follow it up with a 3 Wolf Talk Aru to send us off.
I like it. We'll merge the two. So
yes.
Did they start throwing love in? I think I did. I missed.
I think that Katsunagari gave that to us, gave that to Foldies, and I think that now is as good a time as any.
Love it. Okay, so everyone, may you always find love,
water, and
shade.
Ow.